So our first requirement is that we want to store the to-dos array on an object. So let's go into brackets and set that up. I'm going to go into the JS file and I'll make a comment right here. So earlier on in the course, we created a variable called td_list, and we went ahead and made that equal to an array. And remember that array get our square brackets, and inside that array we created some items that were part of the initial to-do list. So we had something that looked like this. What we're going to do now is we're going to augment this code, and we're going to take this data and put this data onto an object. So the first thing we need to do is we need to create an object. So again, I'm going to create a var, and in just a minute I'm going to get rid of this code, so I don't really care that these two variable names conflict right now. I'm going to make it equal to, and because I want to make this equal to an object, I'm going to open up my curly braces. Then, because the TD list is now going to be an object, I'm going to add a set of properties and values. What we're going to be doing here is we're going to be taking this array of information and we're going to turn this into a property. So if I want to make something into a property, I need to put the property name. So we're just going to call this to-dos, and I'm going to use my colon since this is now a property. And after that, we'll just paste in the array information. So I'm setting the value of a property, and when we do this, we don't actually need a semicolon at the end. So I'll get rid of that semicolon because I'm just assigning a value to the to-dos property. And let's go ahead and get rid of this initial variable right here. We don't need that anymore. In brackets, you might notice that I have a red X right here, and brackets is letting me know that I have an error. If I hover over the red X, it says error, TD list is assigned a value but never used. And that's because we're just not using this object yet, so I'm not going to worry about that. My script is still going to run fine. If you want more information about this and you're using brackets, they'll be in the lower portion of your brackets window. There's going to be a little warning right here, and this is letting me expand and tell me what that problem might be. But again, I'm not going to worry about this, so I'll just minimize that. I'm going to save this page, and if we go into the browser, here is my to-do list page. I'm going to click refresh right here, and obviously nothing is happening. But if I go ahead and ask for the value of TD list, it's going to display everything that's part of that object. So currently, the object of TD list only has one property, a property called to-dos, and it contains an array of information, and we have some placeholder information that is part of that to-do property. So these are the values of that property. So this verifies that everything is working, and we essentially have completed our first requirement, which is that we wanted to make an object that would store our to-do array, and it is doing that. So we can check that off. This now works, and we'll move on to the next requirement in the next movie.